Dr. D'Amato?
Please call me Phil. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Thank you for coming. If you'll excuse me a moment, I'm fixing myself a vodka tonic. Would you like a drink?
No, thanks. I'm still on duty. Looks like you have a head start on me anyway.
Well, Phil, let's get something out of the way right up front. You don't have to humor me about anything. I know the usual expectations in these situations. He was with another woman, or we'd been fighting. If only that were the case.
Well, Lauren, you have my attention. I'm willing to start with the assumption that your case is different. You want to tell me how?
My husband, Ian, is also a physicist.
Yes, I know. I looked him up. But you two don't do the same work. Ian Goldring is a leading expert in quantum mechanics and research into tiny particles. But I believe your area is astrophysics, black holes, Big Bang Theory, stuff like that.
You're very thorough and absolutely correct. Ian has been working on a study concerning what is called quantum signaling. He's been leading a team in some groundbreaking research. We've always told each other everything about our work. You see, we have that kind of relationship. But then, a few months ago, he... Oh, damn, I'm sorry.
Hey, it's okay.
Your shirt!
No, hey, it's just a broken glass.
Here, let me get you a towel.
Hey, you may have noticed that's not the first drink that's been spilled on this shirt. Everything's gonna be okay.
No, it's definitely not okay. Phil, a few months ago, Ian suddenly got very silent. Something had frightened him. Something to do with the project he was working on.
And you think some harm's come to him? Was he exposed to dangerous radiation?
No, nothing like that.
Well, then what exactly? Was he in danger from the tiny particles or the research team?
I think there was something he wanted to shield me from.
Okay, suppose you tell me all you know about Ian's work and why it could be dangerous.
Well, do you know anything about quantum fluctuations of electromagnetic fields?
Truthfully, what I fully grasp about quantum mechanics, I could write on a postcard to my sister in Boston.
Well, here's your primer. Basically, you have two tiny particles that collide and then travel at sublight speeds in opposite directions. There is a theory that no matter how far apart those particles are, if you observe one, you affect the other. You see, the two particles, having once collided, might now exist forever after in some kind of mysterious relationship, a bond so potent that just to measure one is to influence the other, even if the other particle happens to be on, I don't know, say Pluto.
Pluto?
So you could send a signal to one particle, and the other particle would get it instantaneously.
Well, this sounds more like mind over matter than hard science, doesn't it? I mean, I've heard about...
Well, Ian was part of a small group of scientists at Columbia who were trying to demonstrate that this was evidence of faster-than-light travel.
Faster than light? Well, doesn't that contradict Einstein?
The theory of relativity? Well, not necessarily. There are loopholes in Einstein's work. Ian had even believed that Einstein must have understood the contradictions in his own work, but for some reason he chose to never pursue the matter. These loopholes are a source of great disagreement among the small group Ian was working with.
Are you saying some crazy, envious scientist was after him?
No. It's much deeper than that. They were working on a device that could send messages to these particles. That's what quantum signaling is. And, well, that was the last I heard about it, before he didn't come home.
Maybe this device did something to him.
I don't know. But something definitely scared him, and I have never seen him like that before. If only you knew him, you would...
All right, here's what we'll do. I'm going to call in Ian's disappearance to a friend in the department. He's a precinct captain. He's going to take this seriously. He'll contact all the airports, get Ian's pictures out to the cops on the beat, and then...
Please, that's not... clearly, I've called the wrong man.
Lauren, I know you have a gut feeling that something deeper is going on, and, well, maybe you're right. But we have to cover all the bases.
You're right. I'm sorry. Let me walk you to the door.
You don't have to apologize.
It's just, well, Ian is a very stubborn and proud man. But these past weeks, something really profound affected him.
Okay, I'll be back tomorrow. And Lauren, stay positive and try to get some sleep, okay? Sometimes things aren't always what they seem to be.
Perhaps I did call the right person.
The news the next morning was terrible. Ed Monty called me down to the coroner's office to take a look at a body. Like he was opening a filing cabinet, he casually grabbed a handle on the wall and pulled out a long table with a body on it covered by a sheet. I never liked this room, Behind every handle was a story you didn't want to hear.
This the guy you were looking for, Goldring?
Yeah, that's him all right. Ian Goldring. Matches the pictures I have here.
Well, he looks taller in person. 3 bullets from a cheap punk's gun. 1 shattered the heart, did all the damage. No sign of radiation, no strange chemistry in the body. Why would you even ask about that anyway?
Just a theory I was working on. I met the wife last night. I think I ought to go tell her myself.
She already knows.
What?
She came down to identify the body 2 hours ago. She's outside in the lounge waiting for you.
Phil, I was looking for you. They said...
Oh, Lauren. Lauren, I'm so sorry. This was entirely...
Ian's dead.
Lauren, he was found early this morning near the university. They think they picked up the 2 kids who did it. It was a totally random shooting.
No, it wasn't random. It wasn't random.
Lauren, I saw the body myself. There's nothing unusual. But we could look further into these kids' backgrounds.
The kids who shot him? They don't matter. The way that Ian was killed is irrelevant. It's the fact that he was killed that counts. The real reason he was killed. Yes, I know. He was in the wrong place at the wrong time, but that's not why he died. Phil, there are some things I want to tell you, but I'm not quite sure I understand all of this yet.
I'm going to have a car take you home, and a medic will come over and give you a sedative.
Phil, I really think I'm close to figuring this out. I spoke with one of the other members in Ian's group, and I wasn't wrong. I'm going to make a few more calls. I don't know. Maybe I'm dragging you too far into this. Maybe we shouldn't talk any more about this.
That's nonsense. Listen, you've had a terrible loss. Let me come by later, and we'll talk more. Hey, Janny.
Yeah, Phil?
Lauren, this is Lieutenant Janny Murphy. She's a good friend. I'm going to have her drive you home, and I'll come by later with some food. You like Chinese? I mean, you have to eat, right?
Thank you.
9 hours later, I made my way back to Lauren's. I knew even before I drove up that something was wrong. I guess my eyes, after all these years of looking around crime scenes, are especially sensitive to the weak flicker of police lights in the evening sky at a distance. The flicker still turns my stomach. Hey, what's going on here, officer?
Sir, I'm going to have to ask you to get back in your car and move
It's okay, McQuail. He's got a badge. That's Phil D'Amato from Forensics.
Janny, what happened?
Phil, it's crazy. The doctor says it's less than 1 in 10,000. Some rare allergy to the sedative. It somehow brings out an asthma attack hours later. 50% fatality.
Oh, damn it.
I know you asked me to keep an eye on her, but, they ought to take that sedative off the market. Lousy drug companies are too greedy with all this.
It's okay, Janny. It's not your fault. I don't believe this.
Yeah, hell of a coincidence. A physicist and his wife, also a physicist, both dying.
Maybe it's not a coincidence.
What do you mean?
Is the body still here? I'd like to have a look at her. I can't say Lauren looked at peace in death. I could almost still see her lips quivering, straining to tell me something, though they were as sealed as the night. She still looked beautiful. I was the one who had ordered her sedative, and even though I knew logically I wasn't responsible for her dying, I felt guilty. The truth is, I hadn't done much for her when she was alive. I was determined to do more for her now.
Good morning, New York Sun Tribune.
Yeah, Jack Donovan in the Science and Research Department, please.
Just a second, please.
Hello, this is Jack Donovan.
So, Jack, you win a Pulitzer yet?
Well, Phil D'Amato. Oh, one of the good ones.
Hey, Jack, how you doing?
Very well, my friend. I'm writing an article about neutrino-induced nuclear synthesis in supernova explosions.
Little light bathroom reading?
Only for people like us. Now, to what do I owe this call?
Well, you have about 10 minutes. I need info on quantum signaling, and I didn't know who else to ask.
With particle-antiparticle pairs?
Yeah, okay. Well, about 2 days ago, I got a call from a physicist named Lauren Goldring.
Indeed. The Hubble telescope lady. Astrophysicist. Oh, extremely underrated scientist.
Oh, Jack, old buddy. I knew I was calling the right person. I told him my story. About the Goldrings, about what little I knew about quantum signaling, about what little I had learned from websites the night before. I even thought of trying to contact Stephen Hawking. He was, where, California? Cambridge, England? Yeah, as if I could even get through. But Jack had connections in the field, and he was my best bet. He was a reporter for the science section of a major newspaper, and I was just a cop in a crime lab. Scientists love publicity, and everybody loved Jack.
Strange